Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, okay? Because these are coming out kind of later during the month, this can apply for anywhere up to like 3 to 4 weeks. Every person's different. But we're going to be doing Taurus today. So, if you're new here, we're going to do a little bit of a spiel first, and then we're going to dive right into this reading. I don't always do oracle cards, but I've been feeling them lately for my Taurus peeps. So we're going to use the Starseed Oracle here by Rebecca Campbell. I know it's kind of like a glare there, but oh, there we go. I'm feeling like there are some kind of like life lessons or something kind of big that you guys are going through at the moment. So we're going to take a look into that. But first things first, energy is fluid, it's not linear, which means everyone goes through energy differently, and the things in this reading could be taking place past, present, or future tense, okay? If it resonates, fantastic. If it doesn't, don't even worry about it. Let's see, masculine and feminine, these are energies, they're not gender or sex specific. So when I mention these terms, each of us have masculine and feminine within all of us, okay? So unless it is gender specific or sex specific, I'll mention it. Otherwise, we all have that energy within each of us. Cross watchers, you're more than welcome here. Hi, hello. If I say Taurus, but you think it's actually your storyline, switch up the roles, switch the characters, do what you will, because if it resonates, it resonates. No judgment. Period. So, with that being said, personal reading information, other social media pages, website, all that good stuff linked below in the description box. So if you want to book with me, all that information is down below. Anyways, so we are going to go straight into this. I'm going to pull a Starseed Oracle card. But I kind of feel like I want to do it last and not first like I usually do. So we're going to just kind of go into that and see what happens, okay? So let's see. What messages do we have for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What messages do they need to know right now? These cards are always so difficult. There we go. It's kind of hard to shuffle them the other way because they're like thicker. I say this like every time. I'm just explaining myself because I know I look ridiculous shuffling. Let's see. Oh, I underestimated myself. That's a lesson for everybody. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't sell yourself short. Never ends well. You are a divine, capable being. All right. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. I'm a Taurus Venus myself, so I'm excited to see what the cards have in store for us today. Look at this. Why is this so hard? The struggle's real today. I also did have a long day at work today, unexpectedly. So I think my brain's a little bit like, what are we doing again? Remind us where we are again. Let's see, one more time. One more time. Nope, didn't go well. Thanks for sticking with me while I'm over here clearly struggling. Okay. There we go. Okay. Good enough. All right. I have to do my little like prayer in my head. Can't forget that. Thank you, guardian angels, archangels. Thank you for your clarity, your guidance, love, all your messages. I appreciate you very greatly. My spirit team is present in the building. All right, so let's see what we have for Taurus. Definitely feels very like spiritual galaxy-esque for some reason to me. Very drawn to a Starseed Oracle for you guys for some reason. And we're going to find out because it always ends up being like, I wonder why. And then you pull the card and you're like, oh, that's why. What does Taurus need to know right now? What messages do we have for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Taurus. Okay, so far we have the World that just popped out. I'm going to do a couple of them before I talk to you about all of them, but oh wow. Whew. Ooh. So far, not looking good. But we're gonna get a couple more. Don't worry though. Whew. Okay, well, I want this one because this one flipped over. So we're gonna take that. Let's just get like 3 more. So far I have the World. I have the World. I have the 7 of Swords. We have the Hierophant, 3 of Swords. Oh, I'm sorry, it was the 7 of Wands. The World, 7 of Wands, the Hierophant, 3 of Swords. Ooh, okay. 7 of Cups. We have the 9 of Pentacles. We have this 8 of Swords. Whoops. Just want 1 more, and then we'll kind of go over the little storyline here, see what's going on. I feel like this is going to be real quick and concise for you guys. Like, just like Spirit wants to tell you like this one thing, and then it's going to be like, all right, go on your merry way. 100%. All right, and then 9 of Swords. All right. Some Swords energy going on here, okay? So at the bottom, we have the Queen of Cups starting off, right? Oh. Hold the phone. We have the King of Cups underneath that as well. Okay. And then I have Page of Pentacles. This is really interesting. There's like a whole nother storyline going on underneath here. 3 of Pentacles. Wow, I'm getting a really very clear and like in-depth type of storyline going on. Interesting. Okay. So we have the 9 of Cups was the card underneath that 3 of Pentacles too. Strength underneath that, I think. Is that? Oh no, Temperance. Wow. Alright, so I feel like you guys have been really thinking about something for a hot minute. Only because we have Temperance and 2 of Swords underneath that. So let's start with this, okay? I'm not going to pull any more because that could be just like a whole thing. I'm getting so much off of this. So Temperance here with the 2 of Swords to me is kind of like, and especially because both their backs being turned like this, is kind of like, I feel like you've done a lot of learning. I think that it took you some time. The Lion here definitely reminds me of the Strength card. I feel like it took you some time to really come to a point where you're close to making a decision, or you're okay with the options that you have in front of you, specifically regarding a romantic situation. Doesn't have to be romantic. Again, take it how it resonates. But see, on this side of the 2 of Swords here, the waters are just roaring. It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where I want to go with this. Head versus heart. Like, this girl is in the middle of a storm of emotions while covering her eyes. And I feel like this really says to me that there's a lot of information coming in that could almost be ignored. Because you have the lightning in the back with this. So it almost to me is like tower moment, epiphany, lots of information coming in very quickly, rapidly moving in, and really almost like triggering your emotions and causing the storm. The sea, the crazy water here to me is definitely a matter of like really intense emotions, roaring emotions, like very like passionate, like no, and passionate could be really related to any emotion, but a lot of feeling, emotion, intensity here, right? And I feel like this person here has all of that happening inside of them, but yet they sit eyes closed in the middle of it. It almost to me feels like there was an ignoring here of something for quite some time, possibly ignoring what you kind of knew the outcome would be in a situation, or just ignoring your emotions, wanting to move about a situation a little bit more logically, right? And again, I say this so many times, but it does not have to be romantic. It could be about career. It could be about anything where it fits for you. If the story fits, it fits, okay? But then this is the side that popped out. So to me, the comparison of the two is almost like we went from sitting in the storm, eyes closed, kind of just partaking in the storm of emotions, blindfolded, just like, I feel so much and I just can't look at it right now. I have to ignore it. I just have to ignore it. Or it's like I have to put it off because I can't really make a choice right now. The choices that I have aren't really great, so I'm gonna not think about it basically until I like just know within myself the answer, or like until I'm like forced to look at it, because then this side of the card, to me, the moon is also emotions, very much emotions for me. The fact that it's a full moon is almost kind of like, to me, a conclusion, something coming to completion, and kind of finally coming to the realization that you need to let go of something or purge something, and at the very least being okay with the fact that you know you will need to purge it and get rid of it and clear it at some point in your life. This is kind of after the storm, really bringing this is like after the crazy storm, you have the moon. So it's kind of like we go through all the craziness and then it calms down and the moon comes out and shines this light, and it's almost like, oh, okay, like once I get over that, I can think a little bit more clearly, and I kind of have calmed myself down after, the rush of things. I've ignored it for so long. Now I can see clearly. I understand that I need to purge it. I need to get rid of this. Having temperance in conjunct with that, to me, is again a little bit of that ignoring, like being impatient, because temperance normally is patience. It's also Sagittarius energy that could resonate with someone. So to me, both of their backs turned like this is like kind of being impatient and being caught up with other things, or maybe with wounds, with triggers, because the moon really elicits some deep feelings. At least that's the way that I feel. It elicits these deep feelings and brings about these triggers and cycles that need to be completed, because the full moon is just about purging and clearing out stuff you don't need. Cleaning house, emotionally, past energy, anything like that just you don't benefit from. So to me, it's almost like ignoring all of these things together. That's what these two cards feel like to me. Ignoring a lot of this for so long that now it's like, oh, I don't really have a choice now. I have to move forward. I have to clean this out. I have to walk away, right? And again, that lion to me is very Leo energy, very like strength. But anyway, so there are those two, which are its own thing to me. And then you also had the King and the Queen of Cups. So to me, this is a couple. This is a divine couple, divine counterparts, whatever you want to call it. You could call it anything, whatever the title is for you. These two, this is a couple. So these two people in question right now, it doesn't have to be a water sign, but obviously cups, water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Both people who have a lot to give, I feel like, and who are very emotionally capable of being with someone else, caring for someone else, emotional maturity, definitely, very intuitive, deep understanding for themselves and for others, how to give and receive love. Like, I feel like both of these people have a lot to give. But part of this definitely, to me, does feel like there's like a disconnect almost. But we shall see. So I have Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles to me is student, new opportunities in the realm of creating stability, which could be finances, this could be romantic, relationships, career, what have you. But the Page of Pentacles is a student, willing to learn, willing to grow. So I feel like these two people, where I feel like this is almost the backstory, where these two people, they were willing to grow together and they learned so much from each other, is kind of how I feel with this. These two people were both students. This could be a very karmic partnership type of vibe as well, where both of these people learned a lot from each other. They learned so much from each other, is kind of how I feel. It could be also that there's a lot that's still left to be learned as well. But Page of Pentacles to me is like, sometimes pages can indicate something that's newer. So it either could be that it's newer or maybe if this was a backstory, it was kind of like, I don't want to say it didn't have a lot of potential, but like pages are rather immature in comparison to a knight, a queen, a king, you know, what have you. Anyways, but Page of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles together for me, this combo says learning a lot from this partnership, learning a lot from the work that you guys have both put in. I just feel like there's a lot of like karma, a lot of like very Wheel of Fortune type vibes. It feels a lot about you guys getting together, these two people, and learning a lot about what they almost can bring to the table, each of them separately as well as together. It feels like there was a lot of lessons here, a lot of learning, okay? And then also Nine of Cups. So to me, it's like this was a total wish fulfillment at some point. 110%. If it's not now, it was at some point. And the vibe I get off of this is like learning what makes you happy in a relationship. And that might be just for one person, but there's learning going on in regards to happiness, what you want, because Nine of Cups is also wish fulfillment, emotional satisfaction. So it's kind of learning a lot about that type of energy. And I feel like that's what these two people are doing, is they're learning a lot about what makes them happy within this partnership. It's almost like learning together on how to create this like almost ideal partnership. Anyways, I feel like that's the backstory of this, because then the first card that we had was the World. So the World to me is, we're done here. We did what we were supposed to. Definitely karmic, ending of cycles. It feels like a pretty big cycle, and it almost feels a little bit like kind of like nostalgia in a way. It definitely does feel kind of nostalgic. And then you also have Seven of Wands, which is defensive. Very defensive. I just also, not necessarily defensive always, but just standing your ground. I feel like it's kind of like confidence in, you know, no, I will not move, I won't budge type of energy. And then you have the Hierophant, followed by Three of Swords. So I kind of feel like the universe here, spirit, what have you, is saying the time has come. Here, there we go. See if I can hold them all. The time has come to stop defending this partnership because you know it doesn't work for you. It is disappointing, or it doesn't make you happy anymore, is almost the vibe for me. And that could be why I have that like nostalgia energy, because we had that one storyline and then this. Yeah, this definitely feels like the cycle has ended of you kind of staying where you are in this partnership, because Hierophant to me also Taurus energy, so it could mean that it's time for you to stop just kind of doing what you're doing, and this could be, you know, you, but generally the Hierophant talks about long-term commitments, marriages, things of that nature, and sometimes it does talk about a spiritual teacher as well. So to me, again, cycles with the World. Stop defending what this is, because I feel like you're defending here. I mean, Taurians are very stubborn, so it's almost kind of like defending the situation that is really not great. So I feel like that's where the whole learning about what you both bring to the table comes in. But yeah. I feel like there were a lot of lessons here to be learned for sure, though. Very karmic. Wheel of Fortune type, where it's like, all right, Like, Spirit's almost like, you did a lot here. Let's stop defending something that doesn't work anymore. Let's stop keeping ourselves in place and committing ourselves to something that doesn't make us feel good. Let's stop committing to pain. Let's stop committing to sadness and heartbreak, right? And the cycle ending, a part of me feels like it could be kind of coming to a close maybe quicker than one or some of you are thinking or have thought that it would be, because underneath the world you have the Seven of Cups, which is kind of like illusions, being very confused, unsure of which direction to go, and this person's face too is like, what the hell? So excuse me, I feel like there's some confusion here in regards to the cycle ending, but I think that the cycle is going to end. So this could possibly, of course, mean separation from a current partner. And keep in mind, I don't know why I feel like I need to say this, but this could also be someone like in and around your environment. But I think that there is going to be separation, and then you have the Nine of Pentacles following that Seven of Cups. So to me, it's kind of like confusion and feeling kind of like out of place, like I'm going to be single now. And you might not be used to that because you might be like, well, I haven't been single for a while. But that's kind of like what it feels like here, is that you're having some thoughts on being single, and you're like, I don't really know what to do with that thought. So to me, I definitely feel like this could, I don't like saying this, but I definitely do think that there could be some like heartbreak involved. So I definitely think you guys could be going back and forth in your head here about like, because it's funny because you have Nine of Pentacles and then you have the Nine of Swords on each side of this Eight of Swords, right? So Eight of Swords falls underneath the Hierophant. So this situation, commitment, partnership, whatever, not doing you so good. Definitely causing some mental stress. And that's in the most like loose way that I can word it. Some mental stress here. Not putting you in a good place, right? And so it's almost like you know that the situation doesn't really do you a whole lot of good. It's not like you're not thriving by any means, you know? But I think that the thought of being single is kind of like sort of terrifying in a way, because you have Nine of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy, so very single, and then you have Eight of Swords, which is kind of like stressing, you know, like feeling like you're trapped inside of your head with your thoughts, lots of overthinking and those things. Then you have Nine of Swords, which is also overthinking, being kind of trapped in your head, kind of really like being weighed down by your mentality, your thoughts. Again, anxiety, depression, insomnia, like stuff like that. Like this is a no bueno card. So I feel like the way this is set up is almost like the mental stress comes from it's either be single or be upset. So this feels very typical, like kind of breakup to me, energy. That's just kind of what I feel like. Very strong breakup or separation vibes. I'm gonna pull a couple more cards. I want to look at that Three of Swords here. And then I want to actually pull from the, the Twin Flame Journey Oracle by Mystic Moon. So why is this Three of Swords here for Taurus? Why is the Three of Swords here? Oops, that's too many. Whoops. Why is the Three of Swords here for Taurus, please? Why are the cards not doing what I want? Why is the Three of Swords here for Taurus? So, Eight of Wands, I just wanted to pop out. So definitely, again, with the whole happening a little quicker than you might have thought or are thinking. Keep that in mind. It could also be that the situation that you're in went possibly not so great. It went like poorly rather quickly. That's another option as well. Take it how it resonates. Why is the Three of Swords here for Taurus? Why is the Three of Swords here for Taurus? Oh, okay. All right, so we have the Emperor, I believe. Oh no, I'm sorry, Justice. So Justice, this is like the reverse. So definitely that kind of fits into what I was saying. Justice in reverse, injustice, right? So I feel like that's that vibe of it going poorly rather quickly. And I think that's why Spirit wants you to stop hanging on to it, or stop kind of like keeping yourself in a lower vibration, in a place where you don't need to be. It's almost like, okay, we've entertained this long enough. To me, I really get this vibe that it's been going on long enough to the point where Spirit is almost like, we're gonna step in and fix this because this is ridiculous. So that is too many. All right, well, I'm gonna take it as in that's it for that Three of Swords. Let me clarify the world. Get some clarification for the world. Why is the world here for Taurus? Why is the world here for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Taurus? Tell me more about the world card for Taurus, please. Too many. Tell me about the world for Taurus. I mean, it's not surprising that I'm not really getting a lot of cards out, because I did say that it was going to be a pretty clear and concise message. Can you tell me more about the world for Taurus, please? Wow, so there's Six of Pentacles there. Yeah, this totally, to me, feels like Spirit coming in and balancing it out, because you're not doing it. Don't hate me, just a messenger. Balancing this out. That's why I think that it's coming in a little bit more quickly here with the Three of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands and that Justice in reverse. I really do feel this vibe of, ugh, man. Yeah, I feel like Spirit's gonna come in and almost fix it, because you're not. Isn't that very like Spirit? Okay. So let's pull Twin Flame Journey Oracle real quick. And then we'll do the Starseed. And then we'll call it a day. Okay? Alright. What does Taurus need to know? Let's get some messages for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. One more shuffle. What messages do we have for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Alright, wow. So at the bottom, Divine Masculine. Interesting. And Patience. Patience is kind of like the Temperance card for me, and then settling underneath at the bottom. So to me, the vibe I get from this again is that you need to have patience, and almost like you could have a twin flame if that's something you believe in. It doesn't have to have that title, but it's almost like have patience. So not only does this remind me of a twin flame type of situation, divine counterparts, divine union, etc., but also this to me makes me feel like your masculine energy is being asked to be patient, because masculine energy is something where we take action and we make choices, we go after something, very action oriented. But with patience alongside divine masculine, it's almost like asking that energy to not act quite yet and have patience, because I really do feel like Spirit's like, hey, we're gonna take care of this. Stuck. I think that's why Spirit's coming in to help, because you're feeling stuck. Contemplation. I feel like you've been in this contemplation mode for a really long time, and Spirit's like, oh my god, the spirit, like your spirit team needs to come in and help you, because I feel like you just don't know what you want to do. You're kind of frozen like a deer in headlights. And then we have summer. Summer could be that it's summer where you are, so this is kind of a current thing happening. It could mean next summer, or summer could be of some importance to you. But it almost to me feels like if it is summer where you are, you've wasted so much of it, like thinking about this. That's another type of vibe that I'm getting too. You might be wasting away your summer that you were maybe really excited about, or you want to go out with your friends and do all these things, but instead you're just thinking about this. All right. Then you have devotion, and it comes out underneath the stuck card. Devoted to being stuck. Like you're not really being devoted to anything that's helping you. You're just not. Then we have unawakened, which to me could definitely say that you're hung up on someone who is yet to kind of wake up and see this more spiritual side of things, right? So they're lacking the knowledge that you have and the understanding or even the willingness to want to know about these things. They're unawakened, and I think that's what keeps you in this contemplation stage, is that you're not hearing what you want. You're not getting what you want from this other person. It's not being reciprocated or just even received at all. So I think that's what's keeping you in the contemplation and the stuck mode. Understanding. So I think, let's pull for understanding. Okay, so here's the dealio. So we have victim at the bottom, right? We also have compromise. So victim and compromise, to me, I feel like really talks about spirit saying you need to understand that it's not why me? Why me? Why is this happening to me? Why? Like, why am I stuck? What's going on? Like, well, we have the cards in the beginning of the Nine of Pentacles and not really knowing how you felt or how you were taking that type of energy, that you may possibly, for some of you, be single or coming up to be single. I feel like it's spirit being like, this isn't a thing that makes you a victim. Like, we're coming in to help you because we're bringing you something better. So I think this is kind of a little bit of a sign to say, like, hey, please don't get bummed out about this. We're doing this, for you. We're doing this to benefit you and to help you. So don't think about it as why me, but what can I learn from this? How can I be better, moving forward? How can I upgrade myself? I think that's the main point of this. Coming up here, got a couple cards. We wanted to clarify, or I wanted to clarify, understanding. And clarification for this is ascending. I think that you need to understand that the person that you're trying to connect with, you need to have patience because they're unawakened and they are trying to ascend. And it's possible that the both of you are, and that still needs to take place first if you have one particular person in mind, like especially if you have a twin flame. One person I think is going through some more than the other. So having patience and understanding that an ascension needs to happen, and usually with ascension this means that there is some victim mentality sometimes. So when things go terribly wrong, like in this situation, if you are going through a breakup or a separation, why is it happening? What's going on? Why do I deserve this? Why me? But then it comes in to realize that ascension and destruction, like the Tower card, ascension and destruction is what brings you to healing. So this is spirit, I feel like, so strongly saying you've been stuck for a hot minute in contemplation mode. We have to shake some stuff up. We have to shake everything up, and you need to understand that that ascension comes through those dark times, dark night of the soul, through the destruction. It's kind of like the rainbow after the rain. It's like there's a huge storm, everything gets torn to pieces, it feels like the world is ending. Why me? Victim mentality. But it's only so that the one or both of you can heal, right? Underneath that, forgiveness. So I think there's a lot that needs to happen before you can have a cohesive union, whether it be with one particular person or with anybody, kind of like in general, right? So with that being said, wow. I'm going to pull an oracle card from the Starseed deck to get some advice for you guys. Okay, let's take a look at this. It's So what messages do we have for Taurus regarding this spread? What advice do you have for Taurus regarding this spread? Advice, please, for Taurus regarding the spread. Okay, ready? All right. So earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. Earth signs love, usually, time in nature. That's how they recharge, okay? We have called, soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Very ascension energy. And then also the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Very beautiful. So what I get off of these 3 cards here is that in order for you, again, to ascend, right? It's time for you to ascend. You're being called to do so. And this is why, if things kind of happen more quickly than you're anticipating, I do think it's spirit coming in and saying, hey, we have to move along. We have to shake things up. We gotta get rid of this. And it's almost like when it comes down to logic versus your feelings, you know, head over heart, the ego being involved, it's like we can't do what your ego wants. You know, a lot of times we want to stay comfortable, and that's not what's going to help us right now, okay? So for you, soul gifts and training, it's time to step up. It's time for you to ascend and to step up and to raise your vibration, your frequency. And I think while you're going through this, no matter if it's a breakup, a separation, or anything else where it resonates, again, take it how you will, use your discernment. But either way, earth pulsing, needing to spend time in nature in order to handle, transmute, and work through that energy. If you are especially working through something rather tough, like I had mentioned, taking that time to go spend time in nature and realize that this is a moment for you to slow down, to reflect. This is an introspective period. It's very like hermit energy to me. And then the cosmic heart, devotion, which we got the devotion card, potency, make your life a moving prayer. And I think this is really to show you some appreciation for the things that you've learned and to kind of put them into action. That is the way that I'm viewing this. Take it how you will, but I think this is a time to really focus and hone in on yourself, what you've learned, what you're capable of, what you can learn. Definitely some big ascension in here for you and this other person in question, or whoever it is you're connected to, for both of you, really. So on that note, guys, wish you the best of luck. Thank you for allowing me the honor to read for you. I love you guys so much. If you liked it, drop a like. If you resonated, leave me a comment. Let me know. I love hearing from you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.